I've been interested in biowarfare issues for a long time. I spent 10 years in the Navy myself, but I sat on the Navy Research Advisory Committee. I met people that knew people. I had some contacts, and when this whole thing broke out, I asked one of my contacts, should I look at this one? I said, yeah, you should look at this one. And at first this looked really, really scary, what was going on. January, they started talking about a vaccine before we had even really gotten hit with this thing. I mean, it makes you realize the setup here, but they started early on talking about coronavirus and vaccines, and that's when I started looking up the issue of how did they look at this before? Coronavirus has theoretically been with us a long time. How did they look at it? What were the vaccines like? A paper came out by Prashant Pradhan et al. In Delhi, India. He's a former current chief of IBM genetics department. Interesting that IBM has a genetics department. The paper showed that they looked at all the stuff that was being uploaded in the gene bank from the researchers in China. They found was the so-called virus varied all over the place. There was this spike protein. In that were 4 inserts that were not natural. They didn't occur in nature anywhere. They discovered that all these inserts aligned with the HIV genetics. They can make up viruses. Viruses don't have to exist. When you look at the number, how this spread across Europe, it really hit 3 cities. It hit Wuhan, China, it hit Lombardy, Italy area, and then it came to New York City. If it had been airborne, this would have ripped through Portsmouth, Virginia, Omaha, Nebraska, Paris, London. The big lie in all probably is there are no really airborne diseases. Every time there's an airborne disease, it turns out to be something else, from bubonic plague, cholera, to this. Even a pandemic of 1918 was not airborne disease. So I determined pretty much in my mind that this was a man-made pathogen, some kind of genetic poison, and it was spread. It wasn't airborne. We actually had a video that came out, showed this woman in a computer store in Wuhan, China. She'd open up the thing, touch the keyboard, close it. Open, touch, close. Open, touch, close. So that's the kind of thing you would do if you wanted to spread a contact genetic poison.